What's going on YouTube? So as you may have noticed, the sedan market is shrinking rapidly, and no other section of the sedan market more so than the full-size sedan segment. Earlier this year, Toyota announced that the Avalon would be the latest fatality, but they have a very unique vehicle to replace it. This is the all-new 2023 Toyota Crown. Part sedan, part crossover, and fully hybrid, this new model is forging a new path for a classic Toyota nameplate. So should you reconsider that crossover you've had your eye on? Let's go ahead and find out. All right, so let's go ahead and start things off by taking a look at the exterior. Now, if you've seen any videos or images of this vehicle since it was first unveiled, you probably realize this is a very unique looking design. I'll let Mason talk a bit about the two-tone paint job that this model has in his section, but as far as the rest of the design, it also looks very unique. So let's start out up here in the front. You're gonna notice we have a large dominating grille. It's gonna be this entire section here, although most of this is actually gonna be sealed off. It's just an appearance. The top part here is functional as well as the lower part. Now that we're down here, let's go ahead and focus on one of the other aspects. Like I said, this vehicle kind of has a part sedan and part crossover vibe. So you're probably wondering, what is the ground clearance? It's gonna be 5.8 inches of ground clearance. So that's a little bit more than a Camry, but in terms of what it's closer to, it's definitely gonna be closer to a sedan than it is to a crossover. Let's go ahead and also take a look here at our premium lighting. So you are gonna have full LED headlights standard on every version of this new Crown. However, if you choose the limited or the platinum trim level, you'll get this multi-beam setup, which looks a little bit more premium. Also premium is your LED turn signal indicator and your daytime running light, which actually passes all the way through here and completely across the front end of the vehicle. Now, the bold design does not stop in just the front. Once we start to move around to the side, you're gonna see some really bold wheel options. So XLE and limited trim levels will start out with 19-inch alloy wheels. However, as an option on the limited trim level and standard on the platinum trim level, we have 21-inch alloy wheels. Look at these guys. That is absolutely enormous for a sedan, and it is the largest wheel Toyota has ever put on a sedan. As you can see, it has a very nice looking finish, mostly gloss black, but we do have these contrast accents, which I think look really good with the overall design. And let's also come up here to the mirrors and check them out. We do have a gloss black finish to match with the other black accents throughout. We also have standard heating, standard blind spot monitoring, and power folding.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the side of this all-new Toyota Crown. I'm sure you're very curious as to how this fits into the Toyota lineup, etc., etc. So Toyota is positioning this as a premium full-size sedan. So this is going to slot in above the Toyota Camry, and as far as the overall length, you're looking at 196.1 inches, which is about 4 or so inches bigger than a Camry. Now, the big difference you're going to notice is in the ride height for this Crown. Now, as we've talked about at the beginning of the video, this is a little bit taller than a Camry. It's actually going to be 4 inches taller roof to roof over a Camry. Not in ground clearance, but as far as the height of the vehicle is 4 inches taller. Now, let's go ahead and hop into some design elements though, because this is a very stylish vehicle. So there's a lot of elements going on. First of all, we have this piece going through the very lower area. It's going to be finished in a nice gloss black. We also have these rugged materials going above the wheel arches. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, the bi-tone paint scheme. That's going to be available on the platinum grade only, and it's available in 4 different exterior colors. As you can see, right now we have the white and black combination, which certainly has a very polarizing look that you're not going to mistake for anything else out on the road. Now, going around to the rear design of this all-new Crown, like I said, the design is very, very bold, in your face, and it's also very premium looking. So I'm very happy to see it out in the sunlight, because this vehicle certainly has a stance. So let's go ahead and break down some of the design elements. So if we go through here, you'll notice that this area is going to be finished in a gloss black all the way through the trunk lid and all the way out for the bi-tone paint color. This is not your jam. They do also offer a lot of different other paint colors if you want just a more traditional look, but this certainly is very bold. And then as far as our taillights, we have full-length LED taillights going through the entire back. They're going to have a very premium design. You have your LED brake light as well as your LED turn signal indicator. Your reverse lights are actually going to be integrated down here in this area. They're also going to be LED to give you that nice premium look. Crown's going to be spelled out across the back as well as your platinum branding. And then in the very bottom, if we drop her down, you're not going to have any exposed exhaust outlets, which I actually think is a little bit of an interesting touch for a full-size sedan like this. However, of course, we're looking at a hybrid on every single Crown model, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. Now it's time to talk about your warranty and safety information for the all-new Crown. Now, as you would expect out of Toyota's premium sedan, they are including every single one of their safety systems as standard equipment. It's going to be their most advanced safety suite. So it's Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which includes all your standard stuff: forward emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, auto high beams, and adaptive cruise control, plus a few more goodies. Now, if you opt for the fully loaded platinum trim level, that's also going to throw in your advanced parallel and perpendicular parking system. So that's a very unique feature to have on this Crown model. Now for your warranty information, we're looking at Toyota's signature warranty, which is excellent. 3-year, 36,000 mile basic warranty, 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, plus you're also going to get 2 years and 24,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Well guys, that wraps up the all-new Crown on the outside. This certainly is a very bold, in-your-face design on the outside. But let's go ahead and check out the very premium and luxurious cabin.
So as we walk up to the all-new Crown, of course you are going to have a standard smart entry system and Toyota's typical key fob. You also have a digital key system, which you can use your phone as the key on the platinum trim level. Now to get inside, just reach behind the handle that will unlock the door. There's a quick look inside of the interior before we climb inside and take a look at all the details. I do want to mention, as I climb inside here, the ride height of this makes getting in and out very, very easy because it is a little higher than a sedan, but a little shorter than a crossover. Now, like always, I do want to start off here by talking about our different interior color and material choices. So the XLE, that's going to come standard with Softex Leatherette. However, when you choose either the limited grade or the platinum that we're showing off today, that's going to get you real leather seating. And you've got the choice between this black, a black and brown combination, or also the macadamia color scheme. And as you can see here, we do have nice stitching details. It's going to be perforated all through here, color contrast piping and quilting at the top. And overall, the seat is very comfortable as well. Now, as far as the seat adjustment itself, it's going to be 8-way power adjusting with 2-way lumbar support across the board. And let's go ahead and dive into the overall interior materials, because this is a very Lexus-like cabin, and that is mostly supported in the materials choices. So across our armrest here, it's going to be covered in leather. We do have a soft touch material through the center and soft touch along the top. You got your 2-person memory seating right there. All 4 of the windows will be one-touch automatic. As we check out the upper dashboard, the only part that's going to be hard is going to be right above the gauge cluster. Everything else here is going to be a nice padded material. It's kind of rubberized, almost like a leather. As we come down, you'll find more of that material through here, which does carry on down through the center console. And it is also going to be leather padded along the center for your knee to rest against. And overall, of course, everything is going to fit together very nicely, as typical with a Toyota product. Now to start up, of course, put your foot on the brake and press the standard button. Now, right after we fire up the vehicle, the first thing you're going to be greeted with is a really nice feature. It's going to be these 12.3-inch full digital gauges. As you can see, really nice looking gauge cluster, really nice and vivid graphics. Additionally, the design does change with a lot of animations depending on how you switch the drive mode. So I switched it into sport mode. You'll see that red theme pop up, and it does update the gauges. Like I said, really smooth and really nice looking. And that is standard on all models. Now you do have rain sensing wipers on both the limited and the platinum trim levels. As we come back to the steering wheel, we've got a unique steering wheel I've not seen on any other Toyota products thus far. Got this kind of special looking design down there. Some of our buttons are piano black. The wheel itself is going to be manual tilt and telescoping. We also have automatic steering wheel heating, so it does activate with the climate control. But let's go ahead and take a look at interior storage next. So like I said, a lot about this cabin is kind of Lexus-like. One of those elements is going to be this side opening center console arrangement. And as you can see, once you open that up, you're going to be greeted first of all with a little tray here. We can toss that to the side and check out the general storage. Goes down nice and deep. It's felt lined on all the sides, which is again a very premium feature. And inside the cabin here, we've got a 12-volt outlet as well as a USB-A port. But nothing's officially good unless it fits the coupons. So let's stick these bad boys in here. Yeah, those are going to fit no problem whatsoever. This is a large sedan after all. We do have our 2 cup holders, a little removable piece here which can separate our storage, USB-C ports. This is also a vertical wireless phone charging pad which is ventilated, so you stick your phone down through there and that's where you can store that. And then right behind that is your shifter. Again, very Lexus-like because this is the same shifter we've seen in a lot of Lexus products recently. So you're going to push to the left and then down for drive. We do have paddle shifters on the steering wheel for that transmission since this is the max hybrid powertrain. And then do the opposite for reverse. When you go into reverse, you'll be greeted with this 360-degree camera system. It does have front and rear parking sensors, really nice resolution, crystal clear. This is going to be standard on the platinum trim level. It is also available in the limited technology package. And then back behind the shifter, you can press that P for park. You also have an electronic parking brake with brake hold function. And additionally, I do want to point out that we've got the automatic parallel and perpendicular parking system. Once again, kind of like a Lexus product, you do have some really premium tech features on board. Now moving on from that, our next destination is our climate control system. This is going to be a dual zone automatic climate control setup across all 3 trim levels. You can just adjust the temperature nice and easily right there with these toggles. You've got various other settings right through there, including your automatic function, which I was talking about earlier, which also includes your heated seats, ventilated seats, and your steering wheel. Speaking of such, we do have 3-stage heated seats. They're going to be standard equipment on all trim levels, and ventilated seats on all but the base trim level. All right, now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the audio systems. There's 2 choices, XLE 6 speakers, 11 speaker JBL premium sound system on limited and platinum trim levels. Now I'd love to give you guys a sound sample, however we're having some technical difficulties today. It won't pair to my phone because the vehicle thinks it is still moving even though it's in park. This is a pre-production model, so as you can see up there, it is a pre-production model. These things do happen occasionally, but I'm sure it would sound very nice just like most JBL sound systems do. That being said, I can show you guys the other nice feature about this vehicle's technology, and that's going to be our display right here. So this is a standard 12.3-inch display. This is running the newest Toyota multimedia infotainment system. So as you can see, here is our dynamic navigation system. Looks really nice, very responsive. You got those nice shortcut buttons down there along the side. And most importantly to a lot of you guys, you do have standard wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now wrapping up our tour of the front of the interior, we do have an auto dimming mirror with HomeLink universal remote up at the top here. And once we get up here to the roof, you'll see a large panoramic sunroof included on the limited trim level as well as the platinum. The only thing I do need to point out is the fact this is a fixed glass roof. So it's not going to open up, you just have the power sunshade.
All right, guys, come join me in the back of this full-size premium Toyota sedan. Now, I want to point out these space figures first because when you hear me say full-size, you're probably like, well, what's the space going to be like in the rear seat, and what is it like throughout the entire cabin. And let's go ahead and hop into that. So we're looking at 38.9 inches of rear legroom, 37.5 inches of rear headroom. As you can see, I'm 5'9", so if you just look at me for reference, this is Drew's seating position. I have about, I'd say, 8 or 9 inches of space between my knees and the seat back, so I'm very comfortable. Now, if you're curious as to how that compares to some rivals, there really aren't a lot of rivals for this vehicle, but it's going to be, on par with the Stinger, Maxima, and, if you're looking for even in the own Toyota lineup, the Camry, it's about the same size as a Camry. Now, the headroom is also pretty good because they have cut it out for the moonroof as well. Now, turning to your center area, let's go ahead and hop into some of that. So we do have vents as standard equipment, as you would expect, and you're also going to have 2 charging USB ports. These are going to be the newest Type-C variety. And then if we fold down the center armrest, you have a really nice one. You can fully stretch your arms out and then pop this area open for 2 cup holders. Now, let's go ahead and go to our door trim. The door trim is going to be made of pretty nice material, soft touch on the upper part. We also have a leatherette through the middle, as well as a padded armrest portion. And in front of the window switch, you will notice that we have heated rear seats. That's actually going to be included on both the limited and platinum grades of this all-new Crown. And wrapping it up, we have a bottle storage in the very bottom of the door. Now, walking up to the tailgate area for the Crown, you might be curious, is this a hatchback or does this just open like a traditional sedan? And it's going to be the latter. So in order to open it up, there is a button nicely hidden here. I've been searching for it all day. I finally did find it. It's right here to the right of the Toyota emblem. And that's going to pop open your cargo area. Now, as far as the space itself is concerned, we're looking at 15.2 cubic feet of cargo capacity in the all-new Crown, which actually is going to place it as nearly identical to the Toyota Camry. So you're not really going to have any additional space in the rear or in the cargo department for this Crown over something like a Toyota Camry. Now, that's not to say this is a bad amount of space though, because there is tons of space. The Camry is very spacious. As you can see, we have all of our camera gear just kind of messily spread throughout here. Fits in here perfectly fine. We do also have 60/40 split folding rear seats, so if you need that additional space, you can accommodate for that. Then if we lift up the cargo floor, there is a spare tire integrated underneath of there. Now, as you would expect for a full-size premium sedan, we do have a highly adjustable passenger seat here. We actually do not have lumbar support, which I think is a little bit interesting. The button's actually there for it, but it's not included on this Platinum. And then if we pop open the glove box, let's go ahead and talk about that. So as you can see, I do already have our coupons in here. I know it's been a while. Some of our past reviews have not had the coupons, and we're very sorry about that, but we brought them here to Tennessee for this. So today we're going to go to Fazoli's, get an $8.99 pizza. And as far as the glove box itself is concerned, it's a little shallow, that's for sure, but the coupons do fit in there perfectly fine. It goes back a pretty good distance. Then up top, we do have sun visor. We have, well, let me try and get this off. There is a mirror behind this, and there is also lighting as well as the ability to detach and extend it out. This is just a piece of paper saying that this particular tester is a pre-production model. All right, guys, so I would love to get behind the wheel and show you exactly what this Crown is about, but we do have a driving impressions embargo and an embargo on a few other bits of information until October 25th at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And we will have all those details as well as a detailed test drive of this new hybrid max powertrain on that day. So make sure to mark your calendars and come back, because there will be lots more content coming soon. That said, we wanted to show you guys as much information as we possibly could, as soon as we possibly could, so we went ahead and made this video. And I do also have several bits of information to share with you about the powertrain for this model. It's black, so it's like 5,000 degrees. Now that I've got the hood open, let's go ahead and talk about what is under the hood. So for this Hybrid Max powertrain, we're gonna have a maximally nice powertrain. So we have a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder under the hood. We also have that paired to a front electric motor as well as a rear e-axle. And altogether, that's gonna be making 340 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. So that is very, very impressive power figures, and we cannot wait to show you what this is like to drive later on this month. Now, of course, there is also another available powertrain configuration. That's going to be a more basic setup that gets better fuel economy. It's going to be a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder plus electric components, and altogether that's going to be making 236 horsepower. So it's going to be less power than this hybrid max powertrain, but you can also expect to get better fuel economy if that's going to be your main focus. Now, which trim level gets what powertrain? Well, this max powertrain is only going to be for the platinum trim level exclusively. And if you go for the other powertrain, that's going to be on the XLE and limited trim levels. And this thing is going to go 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, which is quite impressive. Now, as far as your transmissions are concerned, if you go for the base hybrid setup, that's going to have an ECVT. If you go for this setup, you're actually going to have a 6-speed automatic transmission, so that'll give you a little bit more of a traditional driving experience, I would expect. Now, one other bit of information that we do know is that this vehicle is going to be all-wheel drive exclusive. So for both powertrain setups, all-wheel drive is going to be your standard setup. Now, as far as the fuel economy, that is under embargo, so we cannot share that information with you just yet. It is coming later this month, and pricing is going to be the same deal for that. So that is coming later, and we're happy to share it with you coming October 25th, so go ahead and mark your calendars. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us on this in-depth review of the all-new 2023 Toyota Crown in its fully loaded platinum trim level. Of course, we're very excited to be bringing you content on this all-new Crown so early. So if you enjoyed that, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps us out. It helps us get invited to events where we can show you all the coolest cars first. So please do that. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, where we have shorter forms of content. We additionally have a merch store, so if you want to support the channel that way, we would really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.